Sorry for a tad bit of delay, blame the Mumbai traffic for this. And now that we're all here, and the members of press, the dignitaries in the house, it seldom happens that we have such a powerhouse together. Let's give a round of applause even before we begin. Such a powerhouse this morning, almost morning now, just in a few minutes about to be afternoon. First of all, welcome everyone to this momentous gathering, as we say. You see, today, it's a day where it changes the face of life insurance industry. First of all, my name is Aman Sharma. I stand here in the capacity of the host for the event. I've been very closely associated with the life insurance world, I've been doing shows for them. However, I also stand in the capacity of being a customer. And I thought I was the perfect customer. I had it all. You know, in the insurance, I was like, oh man, I know everything. But today when I stand on this stage, I see I'm only 1/4 accomplished. In that big circle, I am just on the first 1/4. The other 3/4 are still to be accomplished. And hence, a public awareness of this magnitude and this stature is required to give this massive awareness to everyone. I'm so closely associated. Still, I'm not fulfilled with everything. So there's a nation full of 140 crore people and counting that deserve a day like this. So first of all, thank you so much for making this day possible, and time and again you can give yourself a round of applause. I mean, it's a special, very, very special day. As we say, India is a country of 140 crores, 140 करोड़ जनसंख्या का हमारा ये देश है, और हर घर में सपने होते हैं, एक नहीं हजारों सपने होते हैं. And as we can rightly see this, हर सपने को एक assurance की जरूरत होती है, and assurance is directly equivalent to insurance. So ladies and gentlemen, hence we say, sapno ko rakhiye surakshit life insurance plans ke saath. And today is just about that. But before we move on, may I request everyone to please keep your cell phones on silent mode and ensure the day goes very smooth. Alright. First of all, as we said, today is unveiling of a new public awareness initiative for consumer education and action. Your presence speaks volumes about how collectively we're committed for deepening the awareness, access and building trust in life insurance across India. And as we stand on this stage, we're not just addressing the gathering. Our friends from the media have ensured that this gathering goes to the entire nation, and which is why, नमस्कार आप सभी को और आप सभी का स्वागत है आज के इस बहुत ही खास दिन पर. आज हम एक साथ एक महत्वपूर्ण काम के लिए एकजुट हुए हैं. Ladies and gentlemen, भारत में जीवन बीमा के प्रति जागरूकता, संबंध और विश्वास को बढ़ाने के लिए आज का ये दिन बहुत ही खास है. और जीवन बीमा सर्वोपरि के संकल्प के साथ जो हम आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, आप सबका साथ, especially the media houses here, your collective help in bringing this word out to the entire nation is highly valued. So thank you so much for being here, our friends from the media from Mumbai and across the countries, across India. Please find yourself comfortable. This day is very special. Make sure everyone hears us loud and clear. And once again, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin, you see it's our tradition. हमारे customs हैं, हमारी प्रथा है कि कुछ भी शुरू करने से पहले we like to give a small touch of spirituality to it. How can we do something without the lamp lighting? Which is why, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to start the day. We'd like to start the day with the ceremonial lamp lighting. I see a few of our friends at the back who are still standing. Please make yourself comfortable. It's 1 hour that we are now together, so find yourself comfortable. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, and for this, we'd like to invite on stage our wonderful leaders from the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to invite all the CEOs present here to please join us on stage. And everyone with a big round of applause, please welcome them. To all the wonderful CEOs, please join us on stage. We have with us Padma Shri Piyush Pandey, please join us, sir, on stage. And could you please join us, sir? Gentlemen, please join us. All the CEOs of the company, please join us on stage. Shri Bhattacharya, please join us. And Member Life, Swami, sir, could you please join us? And may I request everyone to kindly rise to the lamp lighting, please. Thank you. Welcome, gentlemen. Let there be light. Not just to us, to the entire nation.
Yeah. Yeah. Excuse. Excellent, sir. Sir, excellent. Sir, ते मध्ये पाहिजे.
All our friends here, we can give a big round of applause. This is a very, very special lamp lighting today. It's a new face in the life insurance industry. Let's make it very, very special. And gentlemen, whilst we are here, I don't think we get such a perfect frame every day. Can we pose for a picture? There's friends from the media. It's a picture perfect.
Yes, yes.
What an iconic day. What an iconic day. Picture perfect. The future of life insurance. On stage, ladies and gentlemen, come on. Make it very, very special. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Please take a seat. Thank you so much. To unveil and to set the context for this wonderful gathering, may we please invite on stage, with a wonderful round of applause would make it very, very special, the Chairperson, Insurance Awareness Committee, Shri Kamlesh Rao. Please join us, sir.
So good morning to all of you. Good morning. We have Member Life with us. We have all my fellow colleagues from the Insurance Awareness Committee, fellow colleagues from Life Insurance, all the life insurance companies, of course, esteemed members from the press and the media. And I want to say a special thanks because where we reached today is courtesy the work of all the marketing and PR and the digital marketing squads of the various life insurance companies. So a huge welcome to all of you. I don't think we would have seen this day today had it not been for the work of everyone. I don't know BCP rules, but in financial terms, roughly about 65 lakh crore of AUM is sitting today in this meeting room. That's the combined AUM that we have of life insurance companies put together. I just thought at the unveiling of the life insurance initiative that we have done on behalf of the Insurance Awareness Committee, we've come together like this as an industry after a long time. And because we have captive people from the press, media, I thought it opportune to basically bring to you some data and facts of the industry as we have. These are all published numbers, but we wanted to bring it to your light before we get into the campaign that we will discuss. Special thanks to Piyush, of course, he will be here on the stage in some time. Because Piyush has been our advisor for the entire campaign, and as we unveil the campaign, he will also have some thoughts how he made all of us work together to get to where we are today. I just want you to analyze, look at the current state of the life insurance industry. So quick numbers, these are numbers published as of 2024. So if you look at the total premium that life insurance companies did was about 8.29 lakh crore. That's the number on the right hand side of total premium. New business as well as renewal premium. The paid up capital in this industry is roughly about 37,000 crores. We have about 11,500 offices and 71.5% of these offices are in tier 1, tier 2. That year we did about 2.92 crore policies, and these are all numbers of the entire industry together, both private and LIC put together. The PAT for the industry was close to about 50,000 crores. And like I said, the total AUM of the industry in 24, which will be different for 25, was about 62 lakh crores. We take pride in some of these numbers. If you look at the 10-year CAGR that he has, if you see on the left-hand side of the graph, the last number I told you was 8.29 lakh crores, which is what you can see on the graph there. 5-year CAGR growth of about 10%. That's what the life insurance industry has done from financial year 19 to 24. And if you look at just the new business premium that we have done over the last 5 years or 6 years, typically over the last 7-year period from 17 to about 24, that number has grown at about 11% CAGR for the last 7 years time frame. I thought we'll give you some peek on where does this business come from, and therefore if you look at the left hand side, basically channel mix at the industry level for the various people that work with us, banks, agents, a lot of other new channels that work with us. If you look at between financial year 20 and financial year 24, agency contributed from 60 to about 51%, banks have moved from about 27 to 33%, direct has moved from about 7 to 10%, and others of course are between 5 and 6%. These numbers are for the individual life insurance business that we do, and on the right hand side is the mix for the group life insurance business that we do, and bulk of us do the group life insurance business more or less direct, and therefore you will see a large part of about 80-85% of that business coming through direct channels. Who paid the first year also paid their premium in the 13th month. We thought we'll bring to you the fact that across the entire industry, we seem to have a respectable number. We put the numbers for you for all the life insurance companies put together, which will typically be higher than about 80%, 80-85%. 61st month persistency could be typically in the range of about 45 to 55%, depending on the company that you're talking about. There are times when we made this presentation and talked about what should persistency be. Remember that persistency is about people who continue paying their premiums. It does not mean that the balance are not enjoying the benefits of the policy. If they fail to pay the required number of premium, they still stay in the reduced period of status and obviously continue getting benefits. And obviously with IRDA working on the new surrender regulations that are coming, all those norms have just got better even for people who surrender with, including today, even after 1 year, the money that they realize. The next slide is on what is the contribution that our industry makes. I want you to note this to say, typically, what is the kind of investment holdings that we have? If you look at on the left-hand pie chart, basically between G-Secs and state-owned securities, about 45 plus 24, so about 70% of the money that gets invested of life insurance companies are in long-term G-Secs or state SDLs that they call it. So we genuinely feel good and great about the fact that we contribute to the long-term nation building that we speak about. And if you look on the extreme right, it's important to look at to say of the total G-Sec holding that this country has, which is roughly about give or take 97-98 lakh crores, and I'm talking about 10-year G-Secs and beyond. The life insurance industry owns about 26% of the G-Secs holdings that this country has, 10 years and beyond. Of course, banks are at about 39%, which is higher, but the next after the banks is the life insurance industry. Please note that we also do what we call fixed rate agreements with the banks. So if I add that number to what we do, that 26 of ours will go to about 30, and maybe banks from 39 will come down to about 34. So G-Sec holding for the country, 10-year G-Secs and beyond, we have a significant role to play. Lot gets talked about complaints in the life insurance industry, and whilst the left hand side will speak about portfolio, and therefore the number of complaints will look very small. To be fair, we thought we'll bring to you on the right hand side, the number of complaints over the last so many years have only been going down. If you look at some of these numbers, from 2,78,000 absolute number in financial year 15, that number has come down to about 1,20,000 in financial year 24. So basically 0.41 out of every 100 customers have a grievance as reported on the IRDA portal. There could be arguments to say whether this number is at 0.42. There could be more that could come for to the companies. You take any number, but I'm saying it doesn't exceed, even if you take a multiple of 2 that comes to the company, we still stay at less than 1 for every 100 policies that we sell. And if you note, the number of policies are not growing. I mean, you guys cover financial services, so normally when you look at NPA, you get worried, but the denominator is growing faster than the numerator. The good part here is the numerator is also coming down, and number of policies, of course, for the industry have not grown at that rate. So with that number, as of 24, we wanted to bring to you that the complaint number is about 0.41, typically about half a customer for every 100 people that we sell to. A lot gets spoken about claim settlement ratios of life insurance companies, and we thought we'll list it down again for you. These are all life insurance companies put together. And we as a company, we as an industry, a life insurance industry represented here by the IC, feel great that take any company across the entire industry, you will see average rates of claim settlements as high as 98, 99 to 99.5%. So we feel good. The proof of the pudding is when you have to make sure you cut the check and pay the claim, and those numbers across the industry range between 98.5 to 99.5%. Obviously, life insurance companies pay a lot of benefits during the period when policyholders live, and that number obviously will be 100%. So these are numbers that we thought we'll bring to you for the industry before we speak about what we thought was the issue. When we got together as an industry, we said penetration is a big problem, low adoption is a big problem. There is a lot of data on how much cover does life insurance industry have. India is at a particular level at 3.2, 3.4%, but we feel the larger problem is in under-penetration, both in terms of adequately insured as well as the number of people that are insured, and therefore we wanted to make sure that we move from the previous campaign that we did on awareness to make people buy life insurance as products. These are quick numbers for you. India is ranked about 10th globally in the life insurance market. Our penetration rate is about 3.2. Against China at 2.4 and maybe UK at 3. Of course, there are countries which are higher. If you look at places like Singapore, it's the 5th largest life insurance market in the world's emerging markets. But the protection gap continues to be in India at about 90%. We spent a lot of time on what we call doing research. So an entire campaign that we are going to launch today, it will hit the media today by the evening, and it will go on for a good period of time, has been based on very, very extensive research that we have done, the findings that we got from the research that we have done, and therefore we try to execute that. And as you see the campaign, you'll realize we've built in what we heard from customers into what the life insurance industry needs to do to bring back to the policyholders. So if you look at, we seem to be on top of mind. There's a feature there at about 57, spontaneous was higher and total awareness was even higher. So basically when we done our research, we said the awareness is not as much of a problem, and therefore it is time that we get a little deeper into what we want to do for this campaign. When you look at total awareness on savings plans, because we're otherwise seen as an industry that offers protection, and that's the myth that we want to break, to say, of course we do protection, but everything that we do has protection in it, but we also take care of savings plans requirements for various categories, and that's what the whole campaign is going to be about. Savings plan awareness also was reasonably high. If you look at the top box number or the consideration to top 2 box numbers, those numbers weren't so much of an issue. They knew exactly what we were talking about, but we had to make sure that we speak that in significantly more detail. Based on the research, we looked at emerging trends, and therefore if you look at the emerging trends in this segment, protection continues to be a large place for us to work on. Like I said, 83% of Indians lack adequate life cover. Only 17% have the protection that they need, so it's a very large opportunity for life insurance companies to make sure we look at that market. The biggest emerging segment that we think is annuity. A lot of data in India, which today is 60 plus today in India is just about 12% of the population. Fast forward for another 25 years in 2050, we think that number is going to become 20% of India's population. India may become the largest 60 plus population across the entire world. A lot of us, worry about our EMIs as we are younger, and worry about our kids as we plan for their education, and then not worry as much about the fact that average age of people living is going to be significantly longer, and between 60 to 80, you will need to have plans for annuity. We again believe that about 75% of people who are moving towards the age of 60 have no annuity plans for themselves, because wealth is not necessarily an annuity plan. Stream of income is more importantly an annuity plan. And of course, there are a huge number of digital trends that are working. The emerging segment of Bharat, because that's where the entire India lives, whether we can do something in that, create a product. Some work is happening along with the regulator on that platform. And therefore, the ISC's immediate objectives were based on, we basically asked two sets of people who have life insurance and people who are intending to buy life insurance. Okay, what are the two most important things which are on top of your mind when you buy or when you want to buy? And in both the places, we got just two strong top of mind recall to say, I want to do it for the financial security of my future, and the second one that featured was for my child's future. And both these places, remember, in life insurance, the best part that we do is we are the only industry that gives you a savings plan for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. There's no other financial instrument that is able to make good of that for sure. So based on these two is when the entire campaign thought process got into place. Now this is a very important thing that we found out through the research that we did, because everybody has plans. Yeah? I'm sure yesterday in the night, the entire media and press made a plan to be here today. I don't know how many of you will plan to write about us tomorrow, but I think when we make plans, we always have plans for short term, near term and long term. And in both the places, we found there was a distinct gap. The guys in the protection place had always that mentality to say, it won't happen to me. I know I need to buy something, but it won't happen to me. It may happen to somebody else. I mean, COVID changed a lot of that, of course, in the last so many years, but still inherent, what we feel is the mentality of people to say it won't happen to me. Or in the space of annuity, people think that my retirement is very far away. It is still time. I have to live for the present and not worry about the future, and therefore it is still time, and I think that's where the whole planning process goes for a toss. And our entire campaign is then based on these 5 research findings that we have. Awareness is good, we need to move into consideration, we need to move into subcategory awareness. We are not just about protection, we offer a range of products that you can speak about. Top boxes tick well for us, but we are aware that consumers have this mental block in their mind that either it won't happen to me or something is too far away. And that's where we said, can we put life insurance products need in the center of the conversation and remind consumers that whenever you are looking at financial planning, Sabse Pehle, think of life insurance. I think it's an important plank that we are trying to build on. On this plank, we are saying protection is our main differentiator. आपके plans होते हैं, सपने होते हैं. आपको plans. We know we have a task ahead. As a committee, as an industry, we have to build on this. We have to make sure that we get deeper. And therefore, if you look at the entire logo that we have put in is saying Sabse Pehle Life Insurance. But if you note, there are 4 boxes below the Sabse Pehle Life Insurance. It basically talks about term plan, which is what we want to talk about, because protection is at the core of what we do in the life insurance industry. Because people are worried about their child's future, child plan is going to be an important plan that we want to work upon. All our advertising will speak about term plan, child plan, savings plan. You know, apart from fixed deposits in this country, which you get for 3 years to 5 years on guaranteed basis for 30, 40 years, interest rate guaranteed for 30, 40 years. I think the only industry that provides that is the life insurance industry. Odium right now is the one who helped us think through, because it was an opportunity for Piyush to work with us to say, this is a category that we are working on in life insurance. And before we unveil the campaign and show it to the press what we intend doing, let me invite Mr. Piyush Pandey on the stage, and he will talk about what else we think about before the campaign started. We'll unveil the campaign for you as soon as Piyush finishes. Thank you guys for listening to me.
Thanks, Kamlesh, and good morning to all of you.